What's good? Half Blind back with another video, and today we're going to be watching the college football gameplay deep dive, and we're going to have Bordeaux and we're going to have Donovan Edwards on the screen here. I'm going to let it play. It's a 21-minute video, and the other reason I'm going to let it play is sometimes it drives me crazy when I see other people who just like to pause and stop it midway through, because honestly, I just kind of want to see it go. I hate it when people pause it on me, so I'm just going to let it play, and I'm going to talk through it. I've watched it a couple times already. So me watching it a couple times already, I've already seen some of the things that I want to point out in this video. So it's not like I'm just watching it with you and that's all the video is. I'm going to point out things as I see them and point out some of my big takeaways here. Now I also let the sound go a little bit so you can kind of hear it in the background and hear what they're talking about, but I will also link down below in the description the full video. You see right there was the new kick meter, which we've seen before. We've seen that in the videos, but it's good to see it again. And I may not talk through the whole thing, to be completely honest, but I'll talk when I see something. So right there's a new passing meter. Now they're pointing out blue is good, obviously. Yellow is a little off target. Blue is going to be catch in stride, basically. Yellow is going to be maybe a little off stride, and then red is going to be a bad throw. But they made it sound like you're not going to have any of those 30-yard bad throws. If you hit a red, it's still going to be potentially catchable, but it's going to be a little tougher to catch. You may have to use or catch it. So that's, they're trying to get rid of those unrealistic looking, 30-yard offline throws, which is a good thing in my opinion. There you see a little bit of the truck stick. Not too different than Madden. See, I wanted to point that out right there. That, first of all, that was a great move, but look how quick that juke was. And this game in general, this is one of my biggest takeaways of the video. This game in general seems so much faster, especially the ball carrier moves. They seem so much quicker. And I mean, honestly, that was a great example of it. The fact that he did that quick juke right between the two. I mean, that was, not only was it a great move, but it was just, I mean, obviously it's a slow motion version, but even then you can tell it was just a nice, quick, shifty juke. It also seems like you can cut left stick a lot better too than what you could in Madden, because that second cut where he went back the other direction was left stick. So, or it seemed like it was left stick. Maybe he juked twice. That spin looks good too. I don't, right there where he did the spin, didn't do much, but if you'll see later in the video, the spin move, they're going over wear and tear. But if you look later in the video, the spin move it actually looks like it's going to be really good. I don't know if it's going to be what juke was this year in Madden 24 because the juke was overpowered, but it's going to be a lot better. Now here they're going over the pitch types. We talked about these. There's going to be different pitch types where you can either tap the button and do a quick pitch. If you tap it, it's going to be maybe less accurate. Maybe like right there will be the first pitch was a little off target and slowed down the running back a little bit, but you got it out quick. The long pitch hit him in stride, it was a little faster. Then you got a fake pitch. Here comes the fake pitch. Now they mentioned with this fake pitch that it's a lot more kind of taunting. I could see there being some real use to it, but because I mean it did look like it made the running back get off, or the defender get off target. But the one thing I didn't see a ton of here, and I was kind of looking for, is the switch stick. Let's see if I can't tell if Bordeaux switch stick there or not. But this is huge right here. This is really cool. You can actually do coverage shells this year. So now you can do, you can set it cover 2 shell, but you're actually running cover 1, running cover 3, whatever. You disguise your blitzes. I think that is going to be huge. Something that Bordeaux ran a lot here was the Texas route. And so I don't know if he saw something there. Also, though, Bordeaux was, not going to lie, Bordeaux got cooked a little bit. They're going to talk about more again here, the coverage shells. And the coverage shells, you can actually, it looks like you can set it in the play menu before you actually start the play, which is pretty nice. As you can see here, you can set to cover 0, make it look like you're blitzing. Then you can drop back into like a cover 2. I think that's going to be really interesting because you can disguise coverages a lot better this year. And you're going to be able to maybe throw off your opponent, make them think they're getting something pre-snap, and then they turn out to not be getting it. Now, I can't remember if this happened yet in the video or not, but they did mention field general, and I'm trying to remember if it already happened and I missed it or if it happens later, but they did show on field general, they show that it's not every time that field general is going to be activated when you have it, and it showed blitzers is where you had red icons over their name as who the blitzer was. That's a tough throw. See, I wanted to say something there too. So that was kind of odd. It did look like the pass rusher stopped short. So if you've watched that part back, the pass rusher stopped short. I don't know what that was about. The defensive tackle just kind of stopped right before hitting the quarterback. And yeah, you got to watch out for late hits on the quarterback and stuff like that. But I don't know. That was kind of odd there. That's the spin move I was talking about where I said it's, between the tackles, that spin move looks pretty good. That was a big juke. That was a quick juke too, but it was a big juke. That looked like more like a Madden 24 juke. I almost said Madden 25. More like a Madden 24 juke. So there's the 1 foot animation, which I mean is back. Obviously, college football, you can get 1 foot catches and they count. Unlike NFL, so that cut up field was so good too. I mean, it's quick. There's a DPI, which honestly, so that was kind of interesting to me because it looked like it was intentional. Like he was beat and he just got the 15-yard flag, which in college football, it's not a spot foul. So only 15 yards. I don't know if that's going to happen. You can see that driving some people crazy if it happens all the time. There you saw a little field general. It popped up for a second. You can see the red marks over the blitzers. I think this is going to be the part I was talking about with field general. Well, sorry, first he's going to go turbo. And what that is basically, sounds crazy saying that, but basically what it is it's going to slow down the defensive line. They show that here. Also doesn't give you time to set up your defense. Kind of pause them for just a second or two. That is what I was talking about with the field general, where you could see the blitzers. So Bordeaux could tell, all right, he's blitzing from here, so I can throw right there. Now, they did say it's not going to pop up every time, and obviously you got to activate the ability, so I don't know. We'll see how overpowered that ability is. I know a lot of people are concerned about it, but we'll see how overpowered it is. I could see it being really helpful, but also I could see it, if it doesn't activate all the time, I could see it not being that big of a deal. And again, hopefully there's some defensive counters there as well. And Donovan Edwards is taking himself out because he's got the game won. So the next game they're going to go into is going to be Penn State versus Michigan. They're going to show some road Penn State environment, some things that you might see on road games. Right there, they're talking about what happens if you throw a yellow or a red. The fact that you don't hit your guy in stride, they have to turn around and try to catch it sometimes, and sometimes it's just going to be a drop. Now, at least in this gameplay, you didn't see a lot of those drops, but I'm assuming you probably will. They probably just showed the actual catches. But yeah, that's what happens when you throw the yellows and the reds is that you're gonna get not on stride and you're gonna probably have to manually try to select your receiver and try to catch it. There's that spin move, which I do think is gonna be really good. The juke definitely seems quicker and more downhill. I feel like in general the gameplay is a lot faster. That was what I was talking about, where the defender just kind of stopped right in front of the quarterback. And letting it play a little bit here. So now you're going to see some of the Penn State walkout, some of the road environment from Penn State. Again, Donovan Edwards has played here, so he knows what this is like, and a lot of what he's saying, what he said, was that it's pretty authentic in terms of how they actually are when you go play there. It's kind of cool to hear that firsthand from somebody who's actually been in the stadium, because I feel like, who's going to know it better than somebody who's actually been in the middle of it? That was a good shed right there, showing the platinum pocket disruptor. Now there's your route stems right there, which we've talked about before in the blogs. Now, one thing they talk about here a lot is they mention that Bordeaux's quarterback's basically getting pretty rattled in terms of composure. And you can see that below the player pre-snap. You can kind of see it goes red or blue, hot or cold, basically. And his composure is definitely getting off, and he's definitely starting to throw some bad passes later on in this. Again, that nice quick juke. There's the Heisman pose, which obviously has to be back. And you saw earlier all the celebrations. There's a lot of those. You're talking about the road difficulty and toughest places to play, things like that, which we did a video on that one, so definitely go check that out. But there's the stadium pulse, and the fact that your plays could actually show up incorrectly, your icons could be missing, or it's just the squiggly play art. Another pick. So that's how he ended up getting rattled. Obviously, starts throwing picks, but I wonder if they're going to show the composure here. Keep an eye under the player. There it is. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So you can see right there, he's cold, and that led to potentially, more inaccuracy, obviously, but it led to the pick potentially. And man, that's gonna be that's gonna be interesting if that happens, because that didn't happen a lot in Madden, where you'd have that tackle into a pick like that. See, right there, he caught a red. It just wasn't in stride, but still, I mean, really, he, didn't turn around too much to where, the guy caught up to him, but Yeah, he was still able to catch a red. I saw an ability pop up for him there, so I don't know if maybe that's how he caught it. Again, I mean, just the jukes and everything looks so much faster. Oh, sorry, spin. That was a spin on that one. That little change of direction at the end there, too, which looked like left stick. They showcase this a lot in this video where they keep showing what happens when you throw a red, but you can still potentially catch it. You're just not going to lead the receiver anymore. Man, that burst up the sideline. And, I mean, obviously he's a cover athlete. He's going to be, one of the top abilities, I'm sure, but that little boost up the sideline was pretty nice. There's definitely a lot of ability talk in this, or not really necessarily talk, but they showed off a lot of the abilities. There, I think it was just Bordeaux throwing it into triple coverage, though. There's the new kick meter. All right, now they're showing the pump fake mechanic, which I was interested on this. He managed to make the defender bite like he was throwing a flat route. Then he threw it out there. If that can make the AI slow up, I think that could actually be pretty interesting to start using your pump fakes more this year. Bordeaux's just getting cooked. Threw it on the run. Pretty good throw overall. Throwing it on the run. Little behind him, but honestly, you probably wanted it to be there. There's your option pitch. Looked like something kind of like wrecking ball propped up there. I don't know the ability icons just yet. There's a diving catch. Nice little hit stick there. Almost like I thought for a second he was going to walk over him. Now they're showing basically here what it would be like in a snow environment and the fact that trying to pass and trying to hold on to the ball in a snowy environment, or probably I'm assuming same with rain, is going to be a little bit more difficult just because it's playing in the elements. That was just a little quick part of it that they talked about. They didn't talk about it for too long. I noticed there's been a lot of reds. I don't know if it's just hard to hit it in the blue zone. I don't know what's going on there. If they just both sides seem like they're throwing a lot of reds. So right here they're talking about healing and the fact that, how you can try to heal your wear and tear. Because obviously that's going to be a big thing, and you're going to want to, when you can, rest your guys. So if you get a big lead, I mean, that was a great catch right there. That spectacular catch. They were calling that it was going to be a pick, so that was a great catch right there. But yeah, when it comes to, oh yeah, forgot about that. He had that little juke at the sideline there and a little celebration down 40. But yeah, with the healing on the wear and tear, it sounds like you're going to be mostly doing it quarter, between weeks, resting your guys, setting them out a little bit. So that's going to be interesting. You're definitely going to want a deep team in Dynasty for sure. Really, that's the video though. I mean, they talk a little bit after this, but honestly, not too much extra from here on out. My big takeaways are it feels like the game is a lot faster. That's a huge one right there. I do feel like the ball carrier moves, the spin move is going to be a lot better. The juke is pretty good, but it looks like it's going to be quick downhill, not as overpowered as what it was in Madden. So, which I think is a good thing in all honesty. And then the passing system, it looks like you can still complete reds and it doesn't look like they're way off target. I mean, overall, it looks really good. I'm excited for it. I didn't see anything on this that really concerned me. So honestly, I'm here for it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments though. But I'm out. Peace.